back to my channel. Hello if you are new. I am so excited to be in my office filming this. So we are going to be doing the final November budget. It did actually turn out pretty good considering we are going into the holidays, and while it's not my daughter's first Christmas in December, it's the first one she's really aware of anything. So we're kind of trying to decide what our traditions are going to be, things like that. So there's a lot of spending, figuring out things like that. So you'll see this in both November and December. And then we also completed our concrete work for at least this phase. That's done, and we had to bring gravel in. So you'll see the cost of the gravel being brought in to get up to the concrete, and then that phase is now done. So we're done with our outdoor project for a little while, and now we can focus on baby stuff. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, you guys, so first let's look at our income. So our income was pretty standard throughout the month. We ended up making $8,641.27. The extra income comes from my ThredUp. I did a couple of cash outs here. We had cash outs for cash backs here from my husband. He did some winnings there, and then I had some cash back here. We did a lot of cash back cash outs that month. My grandma's paying me back today. I'm actually seeing her after this. Everything else is standard. Giving, we did do some gifts, and you guys, Christmas is getting even more gifts. But we did budget for this. That's why it's a fund, so that is positive. Giving, we did our standard giving, nothing crazy here. December is kind of when we finish out all of that. And if you hear a noise in the background, it is my robot vacuum. Our electricity ended up being $84.78. The next 3 to 4 months are normally the highest. Surprisingly, the winter is more expensive than the summer for us since we are all electric. $58 for water. The water bill was much higher than normal due to the fact that we did have all the concrete put in, so they were using the water for the concrete. Internet was $106.54. My phone bill was higher than normal because I paid my normal phone bill. That will be the final bill for that. And then I switched to Visible, and that is $26 a month going forward. But since I switched mid-month, there was an overlap in November. And pet care, we put in $50. Transportation, we spent $183.96. And then we did car wash and car fluids and things like that for cars, just prepping them for winter. For groceries, we spent a lot on groceries, you guys. We spent $553.27. Now, there is some things here. First of all, I snacked a little bit, but in addition, I got local honey as we're getting into winter season. And then the larger purchases is because I am starting to prep meals in my freezer for currently as well, but also just for when baby girl comes, because I don't want to have to think about meals. So I'm really trying to, as I'm buying food for now, I'm also stocking up on things that I want to have in the freezer for later. So we are going to be spending kind of a higher amount in groceries these next few months as we just prepped for baby. Restaurants, we spent $157.02. Not bad at all. We definitely went out a few times like as a group with people. We are trying to be a little bit more social before we have the second baby, because the first baby is a toddler and she does really decently in restaurants. So we're trying to enjoy that. We have entertainment here. Clothing, we did buy clothing. I got some training pants, hopefully that are reusable. We did get a couple reimbursements, returns, but I did purchase some clothes, including a good chunk of maternity clothes because my jeans were not doing well. Hair and beauty here. I did a makeup stock up, and I'm hoping that'll get me through the next 6-ish months. Household maintenance. Since I got a New phone service. My husband also got a brand new phone through his company, so I got his old phone, and that means I needed a screen protector, case, all of the things. And this Berga brand is what I had previously on my phone that I really liked, and it seems to have taken a hit. And then Home Depot, you'll see a couple different charges of Home Depot. We had a lot of Home Depot trips this month. Investments, subscriptions, daycare all came out as planned. Medical, we did pay for the 20-week ultrasound. Fun fact about this actually got reimbursed to this card. Our insurance changed and they covered 100% of the ultrasound. Then I had my prenatal vitamins, our normal trip to Walmart. Everly did have an ear infection again, and we went back to the specialist that she had her tubes put in with, and they had to do some testing for that. And then also I had my contacts for the year, and that was, of course, expensive. Insurance, nothing crazy there. Debt, we had our payment plus 100, which leads us to savings. We put in $2,484.28, but we spent $1,240.70. So we bought the rock, and then also we took a vacation. It was just a long weekend. We took a long weekend, and we stayed in a hotel with our toddler for the first time. We went to a amusement park. We did some fun things, and so that was our kind of like first and last vacation as a family of 3. It was fun. It definitely wasn't overly expensive, and it was a really nice thing to do with her. Okay, so there you guys go. That is our November budget. As you can see, we did a lot of cash out, but we did a few special things as well. Really, like I said, we have Christmas coming up, but we're also starting to prep for baby girl that is due next year, and we're really, really excited for that, but that comes with spending things. You'll see we got the room painted. We do have to find a dresser because we are keeping the dresser that my daughter had in there, but we're reusing cribs, things like that. So we just have expenses coming out, not just for the holidays, but also for baby prep. Meals are a big one. I was not keeping up with my calories. I was not eating healthy, and I never knew what was for dinner. I was really going through it postpartum. So my hope this time is by meal prepping is I can just pull those out, have good plans, and at least have good ideas. And then I will also start snacking up, which will be more expensive, but I will start doing prepackaged snacks that are a little bit on the healthier side. So hopefully I can also quick grab snacks when I am breastfeeding and keep my calories up as well, which I definitely was not doing last time, and I think it definitely negatively affected me. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these budget videos. Just a reminder, you can go back several years to when I was single, just out of college, starting to pay back my student loans, and we've slowly become debt-free. I've been in a relationship, gotten married, and had a kid, and now have another kid on the way. So you guys can see that whole progression and how my budget has changed over time, how we've combined finances and how we've changed our money to work for our lifestyle. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.